Hello students. Hello students. Today we'll start a new chapter, that is conservation of plants and animals. Okay. So in this chapter, let first we will study regarding the extinction. Now, what is extinction? Here in this picture, you can see a lot of animals that are extinct today. Now, so extinction is the process of evolution that leads to the disappearance of a population or species. Of a population or species. So, what is extinction? This is a process. This is a process of evolution that leads to disappearance of population of species. Suppose this dodo, right? Now we cannot see this anything. So these are extinct animals now. Dinosaurs. We cannot see these animals. So they have disappeared already. So they have disappeared already. So this is called extinction. That means there is no existence. Extinction, that means there is no existence of these animals due to some reasons. That reasons we will study, but main reason is that we are reducing number of forests and we are killing the animals. So many causes are there that we'll discuss, because a lot of things we are doing that hamper their existence. So extinction, that means we are talking about the disappearance of the species. This is a particular species, golden toad. Now we cannot see this one. Ground sloth. Here, Tasmanian tiger, woolly mammoth, this pigeon, this type of pigeon, passenger pigeon. So these dinosaurs, these we cannot see. So this is the extinction. Extinction means disappearance of particular species. Particular species. That is called the distinction. But particular species means the whole population of the species, these have been disappeared. The whole population, the total population will be disappeared. The total population will be disappeared. That is called the extinction. So here you can see that extinction, that refers to end of an organism, right? That means this organism previously we had, but now we cannot see neither them nor their generation also. So this extinction, that means this is the end of organism or group of organism. Okay, so particular species, their generations, everything has been disappeared. So that is the extinction. Now, while we are trying to keep them, but still there may be some climatic change, there may be some our activity also, that is also responsible. But at anyhow, but they are now, we cannot see them. So that is the extinction. Okay. Now, the extinction, when a species become extinct, that means does not exist, all the genetic heritage lost, that I have told you that they are every generation, we lost them. So every genetic heritage lost, that is called extinction. And if that species evolve into new species in order to adapt the environmental changes or change in the genetic heritage, then also another problem. So I have told that extinction may cause due to the environmental change. Environmental change. Environmental change. That is a big problem. Due to this environmental change, it may be the new environment, whatever has been created or whatever has been what we have now, that environment, they cannot exist in that particular environment. Suppose we know that due to the global warming, the glaciers, these things all are becoming low. quantity. So how they will survive? If you do not have your home, or if you do not have the home atmosphere, at that time how you can survive? Like that, how they can survive? That is a big question. How they can survive is if environmental changes are there. And most 99% of all that species who already extinct, they lived on the earth, and amounting to over 5 billion species are estimated to be extinct. Can you imagine? 5 billion species, not one or two species. 5 billion species, they are now extinct. Now we cannot find them. It may be due to environmental change, and this environmental change is nothing but it is a very we are responsible for this change. For 90% responsibility is our 90% responsibility is our. So we are responsible for the environmental change. All the 10% change, it can be done year after year, it is going, so it can be done. But 90% due to our activity, due to our irresponsibility, so we lost them. So 99% of all the species that once lived on the earth, that we now see that 5 billion species are esteemed to be extinct now. Now, as per the estimation on the number of current species, a range of 10 to 14 million, of which more than 1.2 million have been studied and more than 86% have not yet been discovered. So you can see that 1.2 million have been studied, and these 1.2 million, these species, these species we have already studied. But among these 10 to 14 million species, how we will study those? Because these are not exist now. These are not existing now. So this could happen naturally due to a change of climate, because of human activities like overhunting, the destruction of habitat. If someone is destructing your home, if someone is breaking your home, how you can live? Similarly, if someone is attacking you all the time, how you can? They are very much afraid of this hunting process. Due to this, they are very much afraid of. And you know that if we destruct their habit, their home, so how they can be there? So that's why this is the main reason why there is extinction. Now all the certainties are there, and there are three major elements for the extinction. For species collectively, extinction is a probability if the killing stress is so rare, beyond their experience, and therefore outside the reach of the natural selection. So here you can see that the extinction, that is also maybe their probability we are thinking about, that what are the possibilities, what are the probabilities. So the probability that if the killing stress is so rare beyond their experience, so at that time extinction may happen. The mass extinction would pave the way for the major restructuring of the biosphere, where a few successful groups are eliminated, allowing minor groups to expand. What happened? Suppose all of you are residing, but there is a scarcity in the food, or there is a scarcity in the home. So what it can be done? One will kill another, because they have to save the space for themselves. They have to save the food for themselves. So in this way, the minor groups may be expanded. Now, in few cases, it may be extinction is selectively argued by the Darwin, and it has been made impossible to predict that which species are going to be the next victim of the extinction event. It is very much unpredictable that which next species which will be extinct here. So this is the main scenario behind the extinction. Now, the causes of extinction. First one is the asteroid strikes. Asteroid strikes. A meteor strike on the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico led to the disappearance of dinosaurs millions of years ago. So here you can see that the dinosaurs, now we cannot see the dinosaurs. So here you can see that due to the meteor strike in the Yucatan Peninsula, you can see that we cannot see any type of dinosaurs here, or any generation of the dinosaurs now. So what is the meteor actually? A giant meteor shower bombarded Earth and the Moon 800 million years ago, and more than 30 times of the force of asteroid strike that killed the dinosaurs. Okay, so this is the main reason of the disappearance of the dinosaurs. That always the human activity is not responsible. Here, a giant meteor shower bombarded Earth and the Moon 800 million years ago with more than 30 times the force of asteroid strike, and that killed the dinosaurs. So most of the mass extinctions such as Ketty extinction and Permian Triassic extinction were caused due to such events, due to the meteor. So a giant, suppose this is a giant meteor, and that shower bombarded on Earth. Okay, that is the main reason of the extinction of dinosaurs. And astronomers constantly keep an eye on comets and meteors that could lead to the end of human civilization. It can also happen. If they are now extinct, sometimes it can happen there will be another giant meteor will come, and there is a bombardment on the earth, and all the living things with us also, all the living things, all we are will be extinct. So that can happen also. Now the climate change. I have told you this is a different issue, that one strong meteor has come and there is a bombardment on the earth. That's why the dinosaurs, they are now extinct. But one thing is very, very important, that is the climate change. Now climate change, this is another factor due to which it affects it will destroy the terrestrial organism. It will destroy the terrestrial organism. It will destroy the terrestrial organism. Now, what happened? Suppose in the last ice age, most of the megafauna were unable to adapt the changing warm temperature. Suppose one animal you have that require -7 degrees centigrade, but if you are trying to keep it in the +7 degrees centigrade, at that time you can see that no, it is not possible to sustain this high temperature. So this may be another important point. This may be another point which behind the extinction, which you have behind the extinction. So they will die, and they died due to the lack of food, hunting by early humans. Even modern civilization is stepping towards the threat of extinction due to global warming. So climatic change, this is a very, very serious problem. The climate, whatever we can see before, before 100 million years or before 100 years also, now the climate is not same. Also you can feel that thing. Whenever you were a child, at that time, whatever the climate, day by day the temperature, the climatic temperature, it is increasing, and sometimes we are saying, we as the human being, we are saying also it is impossible to tolerate this temperature. So how the animals they can do? They cannot say anything with their mouth, but how they can sustain this thing? So that's why sometimes it happens that due to this warm temperature, it may be they are not live now. Another point, that is the lack of food. Suppose it may be they died due to warm temperature. First thing is the warm temperature. That cannot be, they cannot tolerate this warm temperature. Second may be lack of food. Suppose what, for the animals the foods are some two types of foods they can have. One is they can take the plant, but you are reducing the forest, you are reducing the area of the forest. So how they will get, all the animals will get the food? And some animals also, they are eating other animals also. We know that carnivorous, so herbivorous. So there are so many, we have already, we know so many animals, they are surviving. No, they are surviving due to the different small animals also, right? One tiger, the good dinner for the tiger will be one deer. But if they are taking that food, it may be there is a lack of food also, right? Another thing, that is the hunting process of the human. Suppose they are very small, and the hunters, they are going and they are just killing themselves. They are, sorry, they are killing the animals, like they are killing the animals like, they are killing elephants, they are killing the. So another thing, that is the hunting, that is the hunting. And here you can see that for the elephant, they are doing what? For the elephant, they are doing what? They are taking the teeth, they are taking the teeth, they are taking other parts of the elephant, and they are killing the, they are hunting the tiger, uh, just to get just to get all the parts of the tiger. And this is in the exporting, they are exporting also. This is illegal things, but they are doing this thing also. So even modern civilization also, the modern civilization means what? You are just going to increase the global warming, and you are just increase, you are you are taking the part in the global warming. And another thing is that you are reducing the area of the forest. So how they can live? If you have, suppose in your area you have 100 of homes, now you have only 20 homes. So what if other will do? Other will be very much scared. So that is some point also. This is the point also why we cannot see so many species and they are extinct now. So climatic change, this is a big change. And in the climatic change, the warm temperature, this is one reason. Another thing is the lack of food, this is another reason. Third reason, that is the hunting of the people. So due to all these reasons, it may be there is extinction. Now, KT extinction. KT extinction stands for Cretaceous Tertiary extinction. Cretaceous Tertiary extinction. Sorry, just a minute. Cretaceous Tertiary extinction. And this is a global extinction event that witnessed the elimination of about 70% of species living on the earth within a very short time, 65 million years ago. And this mass extinction is known as KT extinction. Can you imagine 70% of the species who are living in our earth? Now we can see that within a very short time, 65 million years ago, within very short time, now they are extinct. So this is the KT extinction. Now megafauna. Megafauna, it simply means the large animals. Like here in this picture, you can see very large animals. So these are found in all the terrestrial regions of the world. All the terrestrial regions. Where it is found? In the terrestrial region. In the terrestrial region. Okay, of the world. And the average weighting threshold for megafauna is 40 kgs or over. So how much is the weight? That is the 40 kgs or over this, or is greater than this. Okay, greater than or equal to this. So that is the megafauna. So megafauna, that is the large, that it presents the large animals, and these large animals generally they are residing, or they have, we can find out them in the terrestrial region of the world, and the weight of them are 40 kgs or over that. Okay, over a ton also. Now, land animals larger than a human are not domesticated, constitutes the megafauna. So, you know that we are domestic animals, that means cow. We can have also goat. We can have also sheep. We can have also sheep, and we can have also so many other things also. We can have some birds also, we can have some birds also, we can have, but not all the birds, not all the birds, not all the birds. And here so many domestic animals we have, but we are just taking, we are just taking whatever the, just a minute, we are taking the animals, we are taking the animals which are small, and so that we can keep them in our home, like horse also, some of us, horse, dog, cat, this type of animals, we are, these are the domestic animals. But beyond that, we are not going to make them domestic, right? So it is the largest extent and extinct terrestrial wild animal, like giraffes, elephants, rhinoceros, hippopotamus. So these are the different megafauna, these are the different megafauna. They are not domesticated, and but they are very much, they are called megafauna, and they are living in the terrestrial region of the world. Okay. Now, extinct megafauna. Now, in the extinct megafauna, there are a large number of extinct megafauna we have. In the era where there is no human settlement, animals freely evolved. Here you can see this type of human now we cannot see. Human interference led to the extinction of megafauna. Early human would have hunted these large animals to feed their families. So because in the early age of the earth, what the animal humans are there, their main food was the hunt, their main food was, main thing is hunting. Okay, and they are taking the food, they will take those animals as a food, because they sometimes they are taking the fruits of the plant, or sometimes they are just, they are going from one place to another place in the search of food, because they do not know the cultivation, they do not know how to make one home also, they do not know all those things. So in that time, in that time it may be just, we are the human being, they are hunting the large animals and feed their families, and which will feed their families, and due to all this reason, this type of this type of animals has been reduced, this type of animals has been reduced. So these are the extinct megafauna, these are the extinct megafauna. Now what they are doing in the humans, they are early humans, they are doing all those things. Now, the large predators should have been killed to protect themselves from attack. It can be there. Humans, okay, always we should not blame the humans. It may be the humans, they have hunted them. That's why they have hunted them. That's why it may be they are not available now, they have hunted, and so that they have done this with the reason that they have to feed their family. Another is the predator. Now predator, here you can see that an animal that naturally preys on others. Yeah, right, like wolves. like wolves. Okay, wolves, mm, wolves are major predators of small mammals. Okay, so these are the predators. So that's why if I are wolves, they have to live. They have to kill that small mammals. So if they are going to kill the all the small mammals, so you cannot see the mammals also. They maybe go for the extinction. So this is a main. This is maybe number two reason. First reason, that is some humans, they have hunted them. A large number of big animals they have hunted, so that we cannot see them. Another thing is that the predators, they are killing the animals on which they are dependent. So that's why we cannot see. The climatic change at the atmosphere was another reason, because in every atmosphere every animal cannot live. So for particular temperature we require, for a particular temperature range also we require, so that we can see that due to the temperature change also, due to the climatic change also, we can see that we cannot see so many animal species, right? So many species. And there were sharks 50 feet long, and wild otters as huge as wolves, and many more. But now we cannot see this type of animals. So these are extinction. These are extinction. Okay. Okay. So Glyptodon. So this is another extinct animal. So here Glyptodon. This Glyptodon is a genus of Glyptodons, and that lived from Pleistocene around 2.5 million years ago, and to the early Holocene around 11,000 years ago in Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, Peru, Brazil, and Colombia. So these are available there. But if you will ask me why it has gone for extinction, so main thing is that Glyptodon and most of the American megafauna, they became extinct by about 10,000 years ago, and it is believed that humans hunted these animals and used their bony shells as shelters during inclement weather. So, Galactodon here, you know that these mammals became extinct 10,000 years ago, and these were of size of BW beetle and were a well-armored body with sharp spikes, as you can see here in this picture, the sharp spikes here to protect themselves from predators. But they could not pull their head. They could not pull their head inside the hard turtle-like shell and dependent upon their armored body for defense. So for the defense, they have the sharp spikes, and they are just they are just keeping their body safe from the predators. And here you know that the Glyptodon, these are actually available. Those were available in Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Bolivia, but now it is extinct because already due to the human, it has been believed that the human, they hunted them, and it was the first named extinct cingulate and is the type of genus of Glyptodinia. And here, many species have been named for the genus. Here, the Glyptodon, you know that this is the Mammalia class. This is from the Mammalia class, and this Glyptodon, as you know that this these feeding habits are there. Two main groups of the Glyptodons that can be distinguished by their feeding habits. Smaller sized early Miocene, these had narrow muzzles, and largest size, they have the wider muscles. And the smaller Glyptodons, they were selective feeders, while the larger Glyptodons were bulk feeders. So because of their body form and fusion of the cervical vertebrae, all members of Glyptodon would have needed to forage near the ground. And forage near the ground. So the feeding habits of the Glyptodon based on their jaw morphology and were herbivorous. Glyptodon had an elaboration of the ostentatious ridges in their jaw and that provided an effective grinding mill and causing the food particles to be pushed and sheared through constant motion of the mandible and allowing the glyptodon to consume their dietary needs. Okay, so this is the food habits, but it is very much unfortunate that this megafauna of American megafauna, this already it is now extinct, and we are responsible for that. Now, next, Argentavis. So these were known to be largest flying birds. So we lost the largest flying birds here. So this could grow to 24 feet. This could grow to 24 feet, which is twice the size of the largest bird and in condor today. And their heavy body would have made it difficult to take off while flying. And so they are believed to have built their homes in the mountains. In the mountains. Okay. So they are building their homes in the mountains. So here the Argentavis. These are the largest. These are the largest flying bird. But now it is 24 feet. It can grow up to 24 feet, and they are making their home in the mountains. And their heavy body, due to that, they are just it is very difficult to make the nest there. So the bird was a scavenger and fed on the dead and decaying matter. So, like the vulture. And Argentavis magnificens was among the largest flying birds ever to exist. While it is still considered the heaviest flying bird of all time, Argentavis was likely surpassed in wingspan by the Pelagornis sandersi, which is estimated to have possessed wings some 20% longer than Argentavis, and which was described in 2014. So again, when about 10,000 years ago, it was extinct, and it seems that Argentavis went extinct about 10,000 years ago, when most of the North America's largest animals went through a period of mass extinction. So in that period of the time, a lot of largest animals they went through a period of the mass extinction. Okay, so here as a bird that is realistically lift 25% of its weight, and assuming that 200 pounds bird can fly and a 50-pound kid would be able to ride it but not an adult. Okay, so here this Argentavis is an aggressive predator and scavenger, though they resemble eagles especially while flying, and they are closer to vultures and condors in behavior. Okay, so these are the Argentavis. Now, this Parasatherium, it is one of the largest known mammals that have lived on the earth to date. So, okay, that have lived the earth to date, and it is existed 25 million years ago, and it is believed to be 20 feet tall, and they are believed to have fed on grass, and its appearance is not clear because of fewer fossil records available to archaeological department. Okay, so this is 20 feet tall and 25 million years ago, and largest, and these are eating the grass. Now Megalania, here these were 23 feet long and weighed 4,000 pounds, and southern Australia during the Pleistocene era, and is believed to be largest venomous creature at that time, and they fed on other large animals. And the total weight is the 4,000 pounds and 23 feet long. So it is very weight is very much high. Now the Pleistocene megafauna. These megafaunas appeared during the Pleistocene epoch, and the giant birds, mammals, reptiles in that late Pleistocene age got extinct to the quaternary extinction event, and various factors such as altered habitat condition, climatic change, disease, breakdown of food webs were considered responsible for the extinction of the megafauna in this era. So this you can see that so many animals we lost and they have gone for the extinction, and it is due to that. Some of the reason is that we are responsible for that, and other reasons are that due to the climatic change, due to the disease also maybe, and due to the breakdown of the food webs, it can be they are extinct now. So a lot of animals they are extinct now. Now disease, there may be one, because you know that now in the COVID-19, due to this disease, so many people died. So like in the plague also, in case of plague also, so many people were died. So what happened? Disease is an important point where due to which there may be one species can be extinct. So various epidemics had been caused, an epidemic of a large population of human and animals on the earth. Black Death wiped out one third of the European population in the Middle Age. That is Black Death. Black Death. Now, if we count the total death of due to the COVID-19 also, we can see that we have huge number of death is there. Now, till now, there are so many COVID-19 affected people are also there, and it is not already it is not wiped out, but Black Death, it has been wiped out. How many people? One third of the European population. Can you imagine? One third of the European population already in the Middle Ages, already they are died due to this Black Death. Okay. Now, loss of habitat. I have told there may be climatic change, there may be disease, there may be loss of habitat. Now, every animal has its comfort zone. Like you, whenever after this lecture, you will sit in your home, or after your school, you are sitting in your home. So, home, that is the most reliable and most safest, most comfort zone of yourself, right? But where you can breed and raise its young ones. But if it is not comfortable, then how they can survive? So like a bird is comfortable only on the branch of a tree. If you are keeping your bird in the home, you can see that they are not comfortable at all. So a bird is comfortable only on the branch of tree. So here, now due to the expansion of human civilization, what you are doing? So here you can see that tree less, right? So how the birds they will make the home for their young ones, how they will reproduce, how they will be safe. They are safe because once the trees, these are the home of the bird. So how you can see how they are safe? They are not safe. So due to the expansion of this human civilization and industrialization of the forest has been destroyed, because the main thing is that the forest is the our home is not the home of them. Forest is the home of animals. But what you are doing, what we are doing, we are destroying the forest. For what? It may be for different reason. It may be there will be some industry, there will be employment, there will be so many food grains, there will be agriculture, so many reasons may be there. But one thing, side by side, simultaneously, you are doing one thing, that is that we are responsible for the extinction of some species for whom the forest is the home. So due to lack of space, eventually the food, the population of many organisms have been minimized. And already some of the species, they are now is not available in our earth. So that is the main thing why now we are going for the deforestation. We are against the deforestation. So that is very, very dangerous thing. It will help us in several ways. I accept that thing. It may be industry is required, it may be agriculture is required, because population is so large that if I will select only one area for agriculture cultivation, that is not enough. So we have to increase the area for the cultivation. That's why what we are doing, we are just reducing the number of forest. We are reducing the area of the forest. So where they will go? For which the forest is the home? For who the forest is the home for what? The forest is the home for the animals, for the mammals, for the birds. The trees are the home for the birds. So birds, they are not there. So they are migrating from here and there, here and there. So how they can survive? That is the main thing, loss of habitat. Now, lack of genetic diversity. Now, once the number of species start decreasing, the gene pool of that species grows smaller. So, if the climate is against their condition, so the gene, if one species that is going to decrease, it has been seen that the gene also, it pulls that species grows smaller, and there is a lack of genetic diversity here. And due to habitat loss, African cheetahs have a considerable low genetic diversity. African cheetahs, they have a considerable low genetic diversity, and somewhere we are responsible for this. Now, better adapted competition. Okay, very hot temperature. You can survive, yes, but one old age people or very small child, he or she cannot survive. So that is the main thing that is also applicable for the human being also, for the animals also, for the mammals also, for the birds also, animals also, mammals also, for every kingdom it is also required. Now, the better adapted population win over the ones that lag behind. If you can withstand all the changes, you can adapt all the changes, then you can survive. I will not survive. So that is the main thing that is also applicable for the animals also. Like prehistoric animals were better adapted than the dinosaurs. So the ones which are well adapted survive while the others become extinct. So if some of the animals, they are well adapted, so they will survive. Well adapted, they will survive. They will survive. But low adaptation, they cannot adapt. They will go for extinction. Okay, they will go for extinction. So this is the main problem. If you can adapt the global warming, what is the problem? No problem. But we cannot tolerate those things. In animals also, this is the same thing. They cannot tolerate that thing. Now the pollution. Pollution, we are making the pollution. Pollution. Main human being, they are responsible, and this pollution is caused by industry, this caused by vehicle, this caused by use of fuel, right? So pollutions we are making. So the pollution from industries, vehicles, this has led to a drastic change in the oxygen level. So from all these, we can get CFCs, we can get carbon dioxide. So we are increasing these levels. We are increasing these levels. That means what? The oxygen level which is required, that will fall. So this led to the extinction of most of the aquatic as well as terrestrial species. So this will cause the extinction of the aquatic as well as terrestrial species, right? So this is the another thing, that pollution is also responsible for the extinction. Okay, till to this thing. Now next day we'll continue the next lecture. Thank you all. Thank you.